The Prime Minister met virtually with Canada's premiers today. It's the first time Mark Carney has met with the group since Ottawa signed a memorandum of understanding with Alberta for a new oil pipeline. It's a deal that's stirring up tensions with other provinces, especially British Columbia. Mark Villani has more on the discussions, which also focused on U.S. trade issues.
Mark Carney and Danielle Smith were all smiles last month, but not everyone shared the enthusiasm.
Grievances will be aired.
A First Ministers meeting is unfolding for the first time since Alberta and Ottawa signed a memorandum of understanding for the potential construction of a new oil pipeline to the West Coast, a deal that didn't come without controversy.
The costs involved here are phenomenal. You have Indigenous issues. You have local communities that don't want it. You have environmentalists who are much opposed.
One of those opponents is David Eby. The Premier of British Columbia was tongue-in-cheek this week, joking that his kids were attempting to make him buy a series of overly expensive Christmas gifts.
They think they have a loophole. They've suggested that they enter into an MOU with Santa to be able to achieve what they're hoping for.
And while questions grow over how this could affect Liberal seats in the West, some say Carney is hoping to appeal to Canadians looking for a stronger economy.
But even if he gets people who think that it's going to work, that might buy him a bit of leeway.
Beyond energy, Carney is also dealing with more crippling threats of U.S. tariffs.
If the U.S. wanted to sit down this weekend, we could sit down this weekend and hammer out a sectoral deal. I'm confident of that.
Confident in future discussions, but perhaps not as much in the result of anti-U.S. tariff ads put out by Ontario's premier that escalated tensions.
Well, number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views.
We've lost 60 to 70% of our sales.
But Alberta businesses say they've been through enough, pleading for Ottawa to find a solution sooner than later.
I hope they come up with a good plan, but you're relying on the U.S. to agree to everything we're asking for, which is not always so easy.
And Mark joins us with more. So, Mark, this year-end meeting likely sets the tone for a busy and politically sensitive year ahead.
Yeah, that's right, Ian. Political experts I spoke with today say the meeting is unlikely to produce any sort of immediate breakthrough over these political disputes between provinces. But there's plenty of big economic implications, especially over trade between Canada, U.S. and Mexico. That formal agreement is expected to continue with negotiations next year, as well as continued debate over energy infrastructure and growing pressure to protect Canada's economy from U.S. volatility. Now, Mark Carney says a U.S.-Canada trade deal is unlikely soon, although he is remaining optimistic. We also reached out today to Alberta Premier Danielle Smith to get her take on how this meeting unfolded. We've yet to receive a response back. Ian.
Mark, thanks very much.